Hi guys, welcome back to What's on My Plate. I know it's been a while. For my 26 subscribers, you're worth $1 million to me. So today we're going to make stuffed peppers, and we're going to do it quickly because it's a tedious process, but I shortened it down and it's going to be delicious. So we're going to get started. Okay, we're getting started. So I grated 1 medium onion in here and 3 cloves of garlic. I added a half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm sauteing this because the onion exudes a lot of water and we just want it to burn off. I would say medium heat for about 4 or 5 minutes. And the next step here would be to add the ground beef. Between 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of ground beef. It could be the meatloaf mix, which I'm using today, or just regular ground beef. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm adding my meatloaf mix, or you could do your ground beef 80-20, whatever you want, but it has to be between 1 pound, 1.5 pounds. Get it all in here. And we're just going to saute this till it gets a little bit of brown. I got ground beef here. So the next step after this is I was grating my zucchini, because you can stuff a zucchini, you can stuff an eggplant, but again, I want to make this easy, so I'm only going to stuff half of a zucchini because my husband likes zucchini. But otherwise I'm just shredding it with my grater and I'm putting it in here. So that's going to brown. And here's my zucchini. Next I'm going to grate my eggplant, and that's going to go in here after this is brown. Okay, then I shredded 1 small eggplant. I peeled it first because it was hard to grate it. So I just peeled it. You can even chop it in there, and I shredded a medium-size zucchini. Mixing it up. And the next thing we're going to do is add our dill. We need about 1 cup of fresh dill. It has to be fresh. It makes all the difference in the world. Now I'm adding 1 cup of dill. Mixing it up. And I'm going to add a little bit more salt because now that I added the vegetables, it's going to need it. So it's about 1/4 teaspoon. So keep that there to saute a few minutes. Then we need about 1/2 of a 28-ounce can of tomato sauce. So it's half the can that I used. We're saving the other half. Mix this up. Cover it after it's mixed up on medium-low heat for about 5 to 7 minutes. And this is the stuffing. So once it gets cooled off, then we go ahead and add our rice to it. So I'm going to cover this. Cover it, medium-low heat for 5 to 7 minutes. And then, okay, so the stuffing for the peppers is cooling off. It just needs to cool off a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely cold. After it's cooling off, I'm going to add 1 cup of uncooked rice. I just want to show you my peppers here. So basically this filling is enough for 8 peppers, maybe 9 peppers. So I clean out all the seeds and I have the cap, and then it's going to fit perfectly on here. This way it's going to seal it and steam it. So I love the red pepper. My son loves the green pepper, and my husband loves all of it. So I'm just going to show you what I do. So I just open it like this. Okay, this comes out, and then all the little seeds inside, just like pull it out, tap it, dispose of it, and then here's your pepper. This part here gets cut off because you don't want to eat any of the seeds. Okay, so that's the cap for that. There you go. So all of them are going to be covered. I want to show you the zucchini real quick. So I'm going to actually cut a piece of this out so we can use it as a cap. And then if you're doing, this is why I said it's tedious, because if you want the zucchini, if you want the tomato, this is what you're going to be doing, is like cleaning this all out. That's why I didn't really want to make it too much, but I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do peppers. And all this, if you clean this out before you do your stuffing, you can add that to the meat. And so just clean it out. And that's how it goes. You just do it like this, and then you can get a spoon and get the rest of it out. Okay, got the gist of it? I hope that helps. I mean, I didn't want to keep recording myself doing everything because I didn't know if it would be too much. Nowadays, everyone's filming in like, it's like a 5-minute episode or less. So these are my peppers. Each pepper, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt in each one. So I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt. Now, if I was doing stuffed tomatoes, I would sprinkle a little bit of sugar to make the tomato more sweet. So that is done for now, and it's just waiting for the stuffing. But you need 5 medium potatoes, quartered, oil, salt, pepper, and paprika, and we're just going to dump this in here. So it's 5 medium potatoes. Okay, then we're going to start getting to stuffing. I'll show you that next. Okay, so here's my stuffing. It's all done. Then I take 1 cup of rice and then just blend it in there, mix it up. This is going to be delicious. My son loves this. I make it like once a week. Okay, so that's it. This is ready to be stuffed into my peppers. So I just take a pepper and I start filling it. Remember, I sprinkled a little bit of salt in the pepper. So use about 3 scoops and just shake it down a little bit like that. If I have extra, I'll fill them up a little bit more, but you don't want to fill it up too much because the rice is going to puff up. So it's 1, 2, depends on the size of your pepper. I think this is enough, and so it's going to cook and steam up. So it should fit in here like a little puzzle piece, see? And then you just close that up, and then I'm going to go ahead and stuff the rest of them. Okay, so all my peppers are stuffed. Do not fill it to the top because the rice is going to puff up. And so once they're all filled up, just put the cap back on. And so I filled all of them. And I want to show you, since all of my peppers are filled and my 1 zucchini, I have this left over. I'll show you what I do with this. Here, let's just do a little switcheroo. So I take a piece of foil, and let me fix my camera a little so you can see better. I take a piece of foil, make a little divot, and I start stuffing, putting my stuffing in here. Because every bit, you want every bit, right? So if I had more peppers, I could have, here I could fill a little bit more. If I had more, I could have probably done another whole pepper. So if you have leftover, I mean, this is great. Just take it, wrap it in the foil, and put it in here. That's gonna cook right in there. So we'll switch again. And then I'm gonna put all the lids on. If you could see, here's my zucchini lid, my peppers, everything is here. You know, they tip over, that's fine. And then you can just move the potatoes in between all of them. You can use a smaller pot too. I just used this one because it was handy. So anyway, that's it. That's how it goes. So now remember, we used only a half a can of this sauce, any sauce you want. So this is a 28-ounce can. Half of it was used for the stuffing. The rest is still in here, and I filled it with water the rest of the way. So I'm going to pour this all in here because you need to cook the potatoes. See, that's all in there beautifully. And the next step would be you take a little bit of oil, you pour a little bit over every pepper, all around. I use olive oil. That's what I use. And then this little zucchini here, I just don't want it to topple over, but it might, just want it to crisp up at the end. So what we're doing is we're cooking this for an hour and a half at 375 covered. After an hour and a half, you're removing the cover and you're increasing the heat to 425 for another hour and a half. And there you go. You can make a salad to go with this. It's going to be delicious. Here, I'll move my camera so you could probably see it better. So there you go. They're all stuffed. You see how the lids are on? They're oiled up. I got 5 quartered potatoes. And yep, these have to be closed. You know, if you can't close it, it's okay, but it should fit right exactly back in. Look how nice. And this is my extra meat. Just leave a little bit of room in there, and that's going to be great. And what you can do is, if you want, you can add a little bit of salt, since the tomato sauce wasn't really flavored besides the potatoes. So look how nice. So I'm going to cover it 1 hour, 375, 1.5 hours at 375. Then you remove the foil. At you cook it at 425 for another hour and a half, and it's going to be delicious. You can add a salad to it, and I will show you the end result. Just want to show you that it's fully covered. So it's going in the oven, and again, I will show you the end result. Okay, so finally it is complete. Stuffed peppers with a small little zucchini and a bag full of the extra rice, which I'll save for tomorrow. But look how great they look. So this is my stuffed pepper recipe. I hope you try it. It was really easy to make. It was quick to make, and it's delicious. I'm making a little salad to go with it on the side, and a piece of feta cheese. And this is it. Thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. Hope you enjoy it.